October has some amazing energy waiting for you. And if you have been thinking, I am really looking for some dream energy, I am really looking to experience my own personal power, I am looking for personal sovereignty. October is going to be the month that supports you, and we are going to get into how that's going to happen. Now, it was interesting when I was sitting with Spirit and my team talking about October. What were the highlights? What were the big messages? The first thing I was shown was an energy graph. And this is fairly typical for the way I see timelines. And what they showed me was the energy graph with a slight uptick and then a downward tick and a slide out. Now, you might understand that to be that the energy collapses or the energy moves down. That is not at all what it looks like when they're showing it to me. What they described is that at the beginning of October, first, second, third, we will be continuing to experience the energy of what I had said was planting seeds in September. And in that particular case, we weren't necessarily doing the work to put them in the soil, but rather picking the seeds we wanted planted. So, depending on when you are watching this, if you are still at the end of September or in the first couple of days of October, use this time to really decide what are the dreams you want to bring to life? What are the places you would like to see growth, not just in the next couple of months, but in the entire next year? We're talking all of 2026. What is changing? What is growing? What are you getting excited about? Or what could you get excited about if you knew you had spirit support, which you do? Once October 3rd comes, that's where we're going to move into this period that I described as this downslope. But what this really is a downslope of effort. And what that means is you're being asked to really take your foot off the gas pedal in terms of pushing and efforting. This is a period of great spaciousness, and you are going to experience the time of about October 3rd to the 17th in one of two ways, depending on the work you've done up until this point in time. If you have been flowing with the energy that's being offered to us from the end of May through September, and you were doing the work of letting go, of acknowledging that something that worked for you in the past no longer works, whether it was relationships or thought patterns or ways of looking at the world or engaging the world. And you worked with that energy. And sometimes it was really hard. And Spirit is just stepping in here and it wants me to say to you, good job. So if the minute I said you've been doing the work and you thought, whew, boy, have I, or maybe you thought, did I do enough? Doesn't matter. Either way, if you got triggered in a good way by what I just said, Spirit has a message for you. And she is blessing you and she's saying she sees you and she is so proud of you. She is so proud of you. And if you have done that work, you are going to experience this spaciousness in a very delicious way. You are going to feel like anything that was holding you back has been flung off of you. You're going to feel like all possibilities are on the table. And it's really to support an energy of big, big dreaming. So turn your attention to what is possible without feeling like you have to take action on that. This is about picturing ideas and dreams being little seedlings with feathers on them. And you're just blowing them out into the world, blowing them out into the world. This is a time to just make all possibilities be a part of your life. If you have not been doing the work that's been presented to you, if you've been grasping, if you've been trying to control everything, and you'll know because it's would have felt excruciating the last couple of months, Spirit has a message for you. She loves you and she just wants you to let go. And you can do this at any moment in time. And I ask you, do it now, do it now, do it now. Because without that letting go energy, without cultivating that surrender, This spaciousness that we're going to be experiencing approximately October 3rd to the 17th, that may not be exact for every person, but that's about the time frame. If you continue to hold on, that spaciousness will feel very difficult. You will find yourself grasping for something and it'll feel like you're grasping and it's just thin air and you can't get a hold of anything. And that is because you are meant to surrender. You are meant to let go. And if you do find yourself in that space where you're almost in a state of terror, that can happen, where you just feel incredibly frightened. The tool is to turn your attention to possibility. So, this tool of possibility works for both populations, whether you were doing the work of letting go or you are holding on for dear life and you'd still like to learn how to let go. The medicine is possibility, it is dreaming. Use this spaciousness to look and see a big horizon. And that will ready you for the later part of October, which will support you in slowing down and considering and becoming, dare I say, discerning. And I say, dare I, because if you're like me and you hear the word discerning, you feel like I better be good at this and almost applying discipline. And it's not that at all. It's just look across all these possibilities that you've been considering and pick one or two to start to really play with. Think of them now. I know I'm giving you a lot of metaphors, but think of it like balls of clay. You're not going to instantly try and turn it into a perfect statue, but you're going to start to shape it. Maybe if you're thinking of writing a book, you'll start to jot some notes down on Post-its. Or if you're looking for a new type of friendship or a new community, you'll start to jot down more details about what you want that community to look like or who you'd like that friend to be. Doesn't mean you're going out there and trying to meet every single person you possibly can. That's a lot of that efforting energy. This is very easeful. It just means that if you have a new book on the horizon and you want new friends and you'd like new experiences and you'd like to travel and you'd like to learn how to cook, right? Those are a lot of possibilities. Come down to one or two. Or maybe this is about career or about your business. Again, one or two to really pay attention to. Because as you pay attention to those possibilities, you will be served up inspired action. And that will be the action that you'll know how to take. Now, the next point that they gave me for October is the most important. So I really want you to pay attention to this. October is going to be a time to seal up personal power energy leaks. Now, this can be a lot of different types of leaks. This can be overgiving. This could be letting people have access to your energy when you really don't have it to give. This could be giving away your time in ways that don't feel good. But most likely, this is going to be you paying attention to things that are not helpful for you. In particular, deciding that you can't be happy unless someone else behaves differently, or you can't have what you desire until someone does something different. This can look like, because my partner is this way, because a particular political person that has the floor is being a certain way, because another country is being a certain way, because the people in your children's school are being a certain way, you can't have peace or happiness or achieve a result. In those thought patterns are personal power energy. And the headline for October is personal sovereignty. Personal sovereignty, seal up those energy leaks. And if you stick with me at the end of this training or at the end of this reading, I'm training mind because at the end of this reading, I will give you some journal prompts that will help you go within and see where some personal energy leaks might be happening so that you can seal them up. And how we seal up those energy leaks is by taking our attention back from those things. taking it back and re-entering an inner experience of our world. And throughout October, whether you're in the dreaming state or you're in that later part of October where you're really focused on one or two of those dreams, this is a very inner focused experience. Now, not everybody is going to want to be inner focused, right? People who haven't done a lot of work on themselves, and I know that's not you because you wouldn't even have made it this far in the video if it was, but for those people who haven't, they are really holding on to that old earth, that lower earth paradigm that is disappearing, that is just disappearing. Those people are going to start, or actually already have, but they're going to accelerate reckless behavior. You may observe people in a state of reckless behavior. If they are close to you, physically or emotionally, that may be triggering for you. And so Spirit wants to give you a tool, and that tool is love and compassion. Understand that they are operating out of a place of fear. However it may seem to be appearing, however aggressive or harmful it may seem to be appearing to you, they are in a deep state of fear. They are in a deep state of connection. And the most potent thing you can do for someone else is to send them love. And what that looks like is to just fill your own heart center up. And you only really want to do this if you can get to a place of fullness. If you're going through something, if you're going through grief or a trauma or something individually difficult for you, this may not be the right experience for you. But if you're in a place where you can really fill your heart center up, fill it up to the point where then it becomes even bigger than you. You're just glowing it out and glowing it out and glowing it out. From that place, you're going to send a beam of love up to the heavens and ask, just like as if there was a satellite up there, and then ask for it to be beamed down onto that other person. You're not going to send it direct from you to that other person. And the reason I say that is because depending on how sensitive you are, depending on how open you are with your energy, and depending on your unique intuitive gifts, you can sometimes by mistake end up running a cord to that other person. So we send it up to the heavens and ask heavens to send our love back down to them so that we just keep ourselves from running a cord that keeps us attached to their energy. This is instead a prayer. And if this, what I just described, sending the love up and sending it back down to them, doesn't feel good to you, it doesn't resonate to you, with you, just asking for Spirit, asking for God, asking for the angels to bless that other person with love, that is a beautiful gift. You not only give them, but you give all of us, because it is what will dilute the fear that is driving that recklessness. So you will see bursts of recklessness in different areas of your life potentially, or the world. Just understand those are those bursts of fear coming from the deterioration of the older earth, of the lower earth. And it's crumbling, right? There is nothing anyone can do to keep that from happening. But for people who are really resisting the ascension, that's going to be very scary, and they're going to behave in these reckless ways. Those of us who are doing our best, right? Because we're only ever doing our best, no judgment, to walk a path of light. Our gift, our ability to help is to offer love. All right, so sealing of personal power leaks. I think the fourth one is going to really excite you. And remember, stay till the end so I can give you those journal prompts to help you with sealing up those personal power leaks. The fourth one is, and I found this super exciting, is that increased communication from our galactic friends is going to help. So if you've been hearing me talk about my communication with my galactic friends, and you've been wanting your own experience of that, there is a good chance that that is going to happen in October. And why I was shown that this is going to start happening, although certainly it's been happening all year long, it's just going to accelerate in October, is because Earth is very important to many groups of galactic for various reasons. There are some groups, like the one that I work with, where their own spiritual evolution is tied directly to being helpful. And Earth is one of the places where they can be helpful. So learning how to help Earth without controlling it is part of their own spiritual journey. And so for that reason, understanding what they can deposit into the Earth experience that will raise it up to a higher vibration of love is their work. So that's one group. There are other groups who are directly tied to watching the seeds of hope and love grow on this planet. Now, I don't 100% get how that works, but what I was shown is that there are planetary systems where observing and seeing how love manages to rise above fear on the planet as it's happening right now, how hope is cultivated, is going to give them knowledge that is important in their own galactic system. So again, giving us support, giving us information, telepathically or in other ways communicating is a way for them to help with the process. And I will always tell you, when you are in an intuitive type of communication, whether it is with your angels, your spirit guides, or in this case, galactic beings, make sure that you are always clearing and protecting. And if at any time communication you're receiving gives you anything that resembles fear, you want to disconnect immediately. Now, if you need help with how to clear and protect, put the comment protect below, and I will give you my prayer for clearing and protection so that you do have that and you can participate in those communications in a really healthy way. You always have free will. You always have free will. No one can take you over. No beings can take you over. You have always the ability to say, no, thank you. No, thank you. And if you need help, my go-to is Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, stand between me and this communication. I am no longer wishing to be a part of it. Perfectly acceptable. Which is a good segue to our final and fifth message for the month, which is keep closed doors closed. Every single person, whether you thought you're part of the group that's been doing a really good job of letting go, or you've been holding on for dear life, either one, you have had help closing doors that are no longer for you, closing doors to experiences, to peoples, to thought patterns that are no longer for you. Those doors are closed. In the spaciousness, in the dream experience, there will be a temptation to open the doors and just check, hey, is this still closed? Does this still have to stay closed? And the answer is, it does. Do not open closed doors. Now, what will happen if you open closed doors? You will get a lot of help closing them again. But what will also happen is you'll end up spending energetic resources to engage an old pattern that has no space in your future. So let closed doors stay closed. All right. So there we have it. We've got the energy patterns of October. We've got the 1st to the 3rd is going to be a continuation of September's energy of deciding what are the seeds of dreams that I want to plant. What is the possibilities that are coming to life for me? The periods of October 3rd to the 17th. And again, these dates are approximate. Don't get super attached to them because they can move a few days one way or the other, depending on your own personal journey. But there will be about a period of 2 weeks energy of spaciousness where your focus will be on possibility, dreaming, letting all of what is possible be on the table, letting yourself go crazy with your dream, right? That's the big spacious energy. And if you start to feel anxious in that time, again, the medicine is to turn your attention back to possibility, back to dreams, keeping your energy leaks plugged up with the journal prompts that I am going to give you at the end of this video. Then you're going to go into the later part of October where you are going to be picking one or two of those dreams to really pay attention to start to notice, That one feels super juicy. I think I'm going to put a lot of time and attention on them. Time and attention being, let me just see what I want. Let me see what emerges as inspired action without efforting, without pushing. Again, the big energy for October is personal sovereignty, which also involves allowing in spirit to help you a lot. And then finally, we're going to have increased communications from our galactic friends. If that feels good to you, just understand you won't be getting it if it feels scary to you. And finally, keep closed doors closed. So for the month of October, I am really excited for what's going to expand for you. Hey, if you experience some level of tumultuousness or anxiety, just know that is part of the process. That's the part of big dreams being opened up inside of you when the world has felt kind of small for a while. Just be gentle with yourself and come here and talk to me. Leave a comment below this video, leave a comment below any of my videos, and ask me for resources. I've got a lot. Remember, I've got that clear and protecting prayer I'm happy to give you. Drop a comment below, put protect, and I will get that prayer over to you. And now we'll go through those journal prompts. Okay, well, I've got them. I'm going to read you these journal prompts. I worked on them, and I want to make sure I get them as concise as possible. Here are your journal prompts to seal up those personal leaks that may have happened because you're paying attention to someone else when you need to be paying attention to yourself. The first is, where in my life am I waiting for someone else to change before I let myself feel free, peace, and joy? If I stopped waiting on this person or situation, what power would come back to me immediately? What small step can I take right now to create the experience I want without needing anyone else to do something first? So some of those may resonate with you or not resonate with you. Take them or leave them as much as they do. And if you would like a downloadable version of those prompts, along with a couple of extra inspirational comments that may help you navigate this time of personal sovereignty, put a comment below, prompts, and I will get those over to you. Have a beautiful October. And hey, if you've got a big dream that you want to just shout out to the world, drop that in a comment below. And make sure you subscribe to my channel to be sure that you get all my content. I'll be doing a card reading next week to support what Spirit's given us for the themes for October.